It's Convo time. This is the show where we talk about anything and everything that has to do with young adults. As usual, I've got my friends with me. I've got JB.
Hi.
How you doing, JB?
I'm good.
I'm liking your convo today. You look like you're ready for a professional
You can
day.
actually see that. Like, you can see that.
He's like a boss man.
Yeah, a boss man. I like that.
How you been?
I've been good.
That's cool. It's good
And
to
you're
see you.
always looking gorgeous.
Thank you. He's the only one that compliments me.
You're welcome.
Don't I?
Yeah, okay. My baby compliments me. My girl Ronka. How you doing, honey?
I'm good.
I'm loving the lippy.
Oh, thank you.
Red and red. How
Thank
you doing?
I'm good. I'm just happy to be here.
We love rocking the naturals, though.
Oh yes, for sure.
Show
for
that
sure.
natural hair. Show that natural hair. Amanda Toby.
I'm actually relaxed today. How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah.
You don't look like the sun's beating you this time.
No, I'm cool.
You look shaded.
Yeah, don't know.
How you been?
Not bad. Can't complain. Life is good.
Cool.
Speaking about compliments and all, I feel like the reason why I'm the way I am, I don't really compliment people. Like, I'm very bad with, like, telling people how they... And
Yeah.
giving nice compliments. And I feel it boils down to how I was raised. Like, I kind of, grew up with my dad and my mom half and half. Like, I'm that kid who moved around a lot. Granny never really had that whole affection with one person. It was more like, I'm here today, I'm there tomorrow. Yeah, so growing up, I was more of a weird kind of guy, Like, I'd say I only started hugging people around the age of, like, 17, 18.
Oh wow.
If you gave me a hug, I feel so awkward. Affection was a thing for me. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was when I started. It was because of the girls I started talking to them. They used to feel like, why are you so plain? And it was like, you just hate people. I'm like, no, it's just I'm not used to affection. So, I feel like I blame my parents for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if maybe...
It's their fault.
Yeah, maybe my mom had kept me around for a while rather than saying she had to move to go create a better life for me, which she did, but I felt like things would have been better if I was, let's say I grew up with her or grew up with I stayed with one person, I was stable in one place rather than being moved around,
So do you think that their past mistakes has affected you in some way?
Yeah, I wouldn't say mistake, I would say they were kind of selfish.
Yeah.
They thought they were doing the best for me, but really it was more like they were thinking about themselves.
Yeah.
It's like planning for they're planning for your future, though.
Yeah.
But are you sure they're planning for our future or their future?
Sounds more like planning for their future, actually.
Yeah.
Because we just happen to be in the picture. And actually, the truth is, it's their life, it's their future they're planning for.
Yeah.
And at the end of it all, it boils down to us. But they kind of forget that the mistake they make directly or indirectly affects the way we go. Just like Toby said, it's really bad.
It's like, it sounds like they're trying to like live vicariously, they say, through
True.
us.
Yeah, true. They're trying.
Because when you think about it, I know a few people that would say, oh, their dad helped them get the job, or their mom helped them through life, that kind of thing. But did they really do it themselves? Like, someone was telling me a story of a guy that his dad basically said, you're going to take over the company, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and never actually found out what do you want to do.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
And now the chap's taking over the company, but he hasn't got a clue what he's doing, and the dad wants to retire, but it's not going to be his fault if he decides, okay, you know what, I'm upping and leaving and I'm selling the company to someone who actually knows what he's doing. It's not going to be the guy's fault.
Yeah. Unfortunately, such parents are never the understanding type.
Yeah, that's true. They always have to get their results right. They have to get. Yeah.
Ouch.
Imagine a dad, say, getting somebody a job. So I think it's something maybe in Nigeria where if you're rich and you're like a child of a rich person, you're guaranteed a job because of your daddy's connections and stuff like that. But then when daddy gets you a job in his best friend's firm or something, what happens when daddy dies and you haven't got a clue what the job is about?
Yeah, daddy's friends still won't fire you because you'd always go, I can't do that because that's my friend's son.
But then again,
how do you learn from that though?
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't learn. You just leave.
You're just living, no ambition, no passion, nothing. For me, that's quite sad. Just not being able to do what you want to do and living for your parents. That is something I would advise young people not to do. Because you're not going to wake up 7 a.m. in the morning and go to work for them. You're going to work for yourself. And that's something my mom has always told me. Like when I was choosing my career and what I wanted to study in university, she was always like, Ronke, I'm not the one going to go to work with you. You're going to work for yourself. So whatever you do, make sure you love it, make sure you're happy with it. So
that's
just
good.
how it
I know
was.
a girl that her dad has been trying to force her now. She said she lives in Ireland and she's really into broadcasting and productions. And she wants to, she has her goal, she has her mindset, she knows exactly what she wants to do. But her dad is saying, no, you're coming, once you've done your university in Ireland, you're coming back to Nigeria to be a lawyer.
Wow.
And he's got her life set for her. He says, once you come back, you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to study law.
He's got his life set.
When you're done with doing law, you do the bar, and he said to her, in a few short years, you can be a judge. But she's like, Dad, I don't want to be a judge. I want to be in media. I want to be broadcasting. I don't want to be a judge. But he's saying, no, come back to Nigeria. And this argument has gone back and forth with the dad and the mom going, this girl knows what she wants to do. If she didn't know, then I'd maybe understand and say, okay, maybe the dad just wants the best for her because she has not got a clue what she wants to do. But when a girl is saying, I want to do this.
Well, that's the thing. These parents always feel, I want the best for you.
Yeah.
I want
there's
I don't want you
nothing
to
wrong with
suffer. There's nothing
There's
wrong with that.
nothing wrong.
But ask me what I want.
Yeah.
Let my opinion count. If it's not okay by you, it's what I want. I believe they were born.
Yeah.
They had their chances to make choices. They made the best choice for themselves. And fine, they succeeded in it. And all we ask for is just their support.
Yeah.
I don't think that's too much to ask for.
Yeah.
Like, I feel, speaking of support, even if they had done the right thing in the first place from the beginning, then we wouldn't be looking at, how are we going to get a job? For example, voting for the right leaders in the first place.
Yeah.
So people that are actually going to pave the way for the economy, pave the way for us in terms of getting jobs, going to school and all that, the people that are going to set these for us, they voted for the wrong people. And now we're stuck, and they're going, actually, I'm going to tell you what to do. You're going to get a job in this, you're going to get a job in that, because that's the right thing at the moment. But it would have been a lot easier if you did the right thing in the first place.
Yeah, I think you can look at it in two different angles. Like, first of all, when it comes to voting for the wrong person, most of our parents are kind of self-centered people. If it doesn't affect me, it's not my problem.
So then they don't vote.
So you need to understand that they've been raised with that mentality. Focus on yourself alone. So when they focus on themselves, then they focus on you as the next generation. That, okay, how can I secure my child? They don't look at it as, okay, how can I do something that would impact my grandchild's future? And it doesn't have to be a financial thing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To them, they believe impacting the next generation is by leaving a house for you or by giving you money. They don't understand it's by making right decisions.
Yeah. And I think that's a major factor that is really affecting us here in Nigeria. Talking about electing the right leaders. If our parents can actually just say to themselves, okay, that this person is my friend and I know he's not going to do well for the vast majority, and I'm not voting this person, I think that would go a long way in making Nigeria a better place for us.
Definitely.
I grew up to having this mentality of what works in Nigeria. It's godfatherism. The acts where you know somebody to know somebody to know somebody to be where you want to be. And at the end, what happens is they don't look at the people they want to carry along. They just look at the people that, like I said, somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Yeah. And now you're up there. This person that knows somebody will bring somebody that has no clue of what to do a thing. And you're not going to turn that person down. You're just going to say, okay, he's like a ladder for you to get to where you are. And you just, it's really sad. It's really bad.
You're good.
Exactly. That's the thing. And then when the parents have the kids and there's just this expectation of, okay, because you're I don't know if you guys get that, because you're the firstborn, no matter what, you're the one that I'm going to focus on. You're the one that's going to pave the way for the rest of
I don't think necessarily focus on, but it's just like, you in a way, you've got to be perfect.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
You've got to be like the standard, and you can't fall anything below that. But like for the others, for your siblings, they can't fall anything.
To look up to and all of that.
Sometimes, I feel like some of the things they do, it's right by them because that's how they were raised, also.
Yeah.
See, I had this conversation with somebody as well. Is it necessary that our parents raise us the way they were raised?
That's what they know.
I don't think
that's not what they know.
They know better.
They know better.
So they should do better.
This is a new generation. They know there's a new generation. They know better.
It's a new generation.
On some level, I feel it's laziness.
You know, to me, I just feel it's a parade of error. It's like an error of a generation. I don't know if I would be permitted to use that word, generational error.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, somebody raised you to be whom you don't want to be. And you're going to raise the next generation to be who they don't want to be.
That's why I say they know better.
It's a cycle, you know, it's really sad.
But that's why I say they know better, because they know for a fact that they were raised. They know how they were raised, that they were raised to be who they don't want to be.
Okay.
So they turned out okay. But if you're saying that, if we're saying that they're saying they want the best for us, why do they want us just to turn out okay as well? They should want us to. They always say, you know that prayer that I want my child to be better than me. But you're raising your child the exact same way that you were raised, and you were just okay.
I don't think it's all parents. Let's not say all parents are doing that. For me, my mom does, because she came from a poor background, and she's always kind of like believed in her children, and saying maybe like she pushes us, but it's for the best. Because I probably wouldn't be where I am without her pushing me.
That's like 2 out of 10.
Yeah, but wait, hold on. If you say you didn't want to go to school, would your mom be okay with that?
I would have to go to school.
See?
But it would be in whatever I chose, whether it be in fashion design.
No, but school doesn't mean, like, it doesn't guarantee.
Yeah, but you know, for our parents, education is very important, and it is. Education is important.
It is important.
You know, it's school. It's important. Like when you use the word school, you kind of make it confusing, because every child should go to school. That's like every child's right.
Yeah.
Okay. But what we're talking about is, you've sent me to school. Yes, God created me differently from you. I've got a drive. I've got something that I'm passionate about. Now I come to you, Dad, this is what I want to do. And I think it's more on the dad, on the fathers especially. They want you to be something that they want, not really what you want. Because the mothers can be very understanding sometimes.
Okay, let's look at it this way. Everyone's talking about school. Footballers don't go to school. You don't have to have a degree.
I don't have a passion for
football.
Yeah, I don't have a passion for football.
If your brother said, I wanted to go through the football,
then that's fine.
Would your mom say, you know what, it's grand, you can leave school?
Well, in this time and age, I think your mom will super support you.
No, if he has the skills and we see that this guy's future is bright, why not?
No, see, that's the thing. That's because you're seeing it. What if you know nothing? That's the fear they have. Is like, if you tell your mom, I want to be a musician. Okay. No musician started great. I'm sure when you hear the first song Whiskey ever recorded, it sounds trash. So are you going to tell me his parents knew that he's going to be a star, and they gave him the name Starboy from the first day he recorded a song? No. Do you get me? But the thing is, you have to take a risk. That's the risk our parents are not ready to take. Because they're not, to them, that's why when they say they want better for you, the best for you. The best for you for them is when you go to school, you're guaranteed a job, because it's a fixed routine. Yeah. You go to uni, you serve, and then you get a job. There's always a job out there for you.
No, I'm not disputing the fact that they want us to go to school. Okay, I love it. I love them for that. Without their push, without their pressure, probably none of us will be where we are today. But all we're saying is, if I want to be like the example she gave, a friend of ours that has this passion for mass communication, you know, the media thing, and her dad is telling her to come back and be a barrister.
I'm sorry to cut you off, guys. We're going to take a quick break. I really want to hear your full point, but we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, because this conversation is getting very interesting. Bye. Welcome back to Convo Time. Before the break, we were talking about things that our parents have done wrong that have impacted us today. Things that they believe will shape our future, but is it really doing that? JB, you were making a point on what Toby said about
Yeah, you know, I was trying to suggest that our parents should, as a matter of fact, send us to school. That's their responsibility. Fine. But when you send me to school and I happen to find what I want, where I will find fulfillment, all I'm asking for is your support, and not force your wish on me. You know, it's kind of bad. Like the instance you gave, your friend, she has this drive for the media thing, and her dad wants her to come back home and be a barrister. Where does that work? She probably she'll come back and just join the bandwagon of bad, do I say bad legislator, bad legal people that we have here in Nigeria. You know, our judiciary, it's bad already. We want people that has that passion for the judiciary to go in there, not somebody that has passion for cameras and news and stuff, and you want that person to go and settle a case. Probably the person might just go there and be like, okay, this is black, this is blue. Just say, okay, this is.
Do you know what she said it herself actually, that on a very bad day, if I'm pissed off enough, I'm just going to jail everybody.
Okay. Do you know what even amazes me more about some mistakes that I feel parents make is parents who have children without planning for them. Like even before they've had them, they don't provide the right provision. They just hope that, oh, I'll have this children and everything, I'll have these kids and everything will be okay.
Do you know, I find that that's a trend in Ireland even.
Yeah.
Because of, you know, that like in Ireland when you have a child, you get child benefit for them and stuff like that. But because of the child benefit that they're looking at, so again, we're going back to parents actually thinking about themselves.
Yeah.
The money that they get on the child is what they're thinking about. So they have like 5, 6 kids lined up, but are they actually thinking of how they're going to raise these kids and how these kids are going to go to school?
At a certain age, that child benefit is going to end.
It's going to end at age 18.
It's going to end, yeah.
By the time a child gets closer to 18, they have another one.
Okay,
because they want the money.
Tell them to come to Nigeria and have this child and think they will get a child benefit. Yeah, they will so suffer.
There are people in Nigeria who have kids who still can't provide for them, though.
But they're not having them with this mindset of there's something to get.
They're not having them with that mindset.
Here they're actually just popping them, because I think it's just because there are people that say, oh, they just have kids because they're bored. Like because there's nothing to do, there's nothing else to do. The mother has no job, she's a housewife or something. That they're bored.
We're really not lazy people. If this could be coming from Ireland, I don't think Nigerians are lazy people.
And you know something, I feel like it even gets the parents frustrated at some point, because I know quite a few parents that curse their child. First, on one hand, you're praying for the child, but because you've got so many and you're frustrated, you now start cussing them out, going, are you stupid? What are you doing? What, you're useless, you're good for nothing kind of thing. And the tongue is powerful.
Yeah.
These parents are having the kids, praying for the kids, going, oh, I hope you be better than me. And then next minute, on the other hand, they're cursing them out, going, oh, you're good for nothing.
I don't think it's intentionally.
I was just about to say that.
It's not intentional.
No parent in their right mind would literally
it's not intentionally.
Thank you. No parent in their right mind. If you're in your right mind, why open your mouth at all and curse your child?
You know the truth, cursing is bad, whether it's intentional or not.
Thank you.
You know the truth is, but I understand where some of these parents come from. Either they are frustrated or will piss them off really bad, will push them to that wall, and before you know it, they are cursing. But if they can actually,
it's like any one of us,
just
getting
reverse it back,
obviously
I think it will be cool.
Yeah, you do the same.
You know, so you don't.
I understand that, but even if one of us is frustrated, I don't know. I feel like a parent, you know, when they say, I think it's just growing up as a Christian girl and my grandmother being so prayerful and my mom and dad being so prayerful. The tongue is powerful. And I've witnessed it where a mother has said to her child, you are good for nothing. And that child is struggling to find a job. And obviously people who are in that spiritual mode and everything would say, it's because as you're growing up, you were cursing the child out. In as much as the mom kept going, oh, she was saying to people, my child is going to be better than me. When he graduates now, you see, he's going to become this, he's going to become that. But you were busy saying to the child's face, you're good for nothing whenever you're frustrated. That's not right.
It's not right.
Fine, you're frustrated, but there are other ways to express your anger.
Yeah, but like one thing I always say is you can never judge a situation until you're in that situation. Because although you might be a parent and think you're the best parent, but you're not the parent of that child, and you don't know what situation that person is. It doesn't justify the action, but you can't, pin them down and say what you're doing is wrong, because yada yada yada. Because you don't know what drives that motive. I'm sure a mother who speaks out and says, I want my child to be this, better than me, and cusses the child, there's something wrong, there's a problem there. It's not that she just wants to do it because she's like, I don't like you, I'm going to do this to you.
I get that, but first and foremost, I just think that alone needs to stop, because it would make a lot of a huge difference in a child's life if the mother prays a lot more than they curse.
Yeah, it does.
That's one thing.
It does.
That's true.
And then secondly, parents need to listen, because in this day and age, one of the things, like you said, it's not necessarily going to school that will get you a good job. Like fine, like JB said, there's a certain level of, okay, you need to get a certain level of education. So primary school, secondary school, I feel that's all mandatory for kids. You need to have that so you have the right knowledge.
Whereby you need a degree, you need...
If a child wants that profession, no problem. But if somebody says, oh, I want to be a carpenter, and what you need to do is be an apprentice, you don't actually need to go to school to study carpentry. What you need to do is get... But there's some bits where you get what but you understand what I'm saying, that you actually need to get physical. You don't need the law degree to be a carpenter. You need to get physical. But then your parents are saying, oh, what is a carpenter going to do? Well, how much money is that going to bring in?
Like I said, it boils down to how they see things. They just want a secured, safe life for you. Like, I used the example of a footballer, you know, a kid who was probably the footballers who they were in their late 20s before they made it.
Yeah, sure.
And everyone would be like, what are you doing with yourself? And actually, an example is Drogba. DJ Drogba started playing football at a late age. So I'm sure at 12, 15, the other kids who had that potential, like Wayne Rooney, they knew he was going to be a star from that age. So what happens when you have a child who's not a Wayne Rooney, but a DJ Drogba, who it's going to take him long? But you want to make sure he's okay. You want to give him a secured life. You don't... The thing is, your parents don't want to actually risk you going through failure. Not because of them, but they want to see that you're okay.
That you're happy.
To break their heart to see that, you know, my child really wanted to do this, but he didn't succeed at it. So for them, they feel like...
I think it's every parent's fear for their child.
So they want to be safe with you. So they say, it's like playing safe in life. Our parents prefer to play safe. It's not that some of them wouldn't take that risk. They would. Like their parents, whereby they'll tell you, okay, I'll give you 2 years to follow this music thing. If it doesn't work for you, you know, you have to go back and do
that idea.
That's brilliant.
That's a good thing, but then at the same time, like I said, it could take longer. An example is the DJ Drogba. What happens then? Do you tell the child, listen, go do something else? You just have to hope for the best. So I'll actually go back to what you said about being prayerful. Whatever you believe in as a parent, I feel like you should actually just, you know, pray for your child and hope the best for your kid. And support them. Rather than, you know, worrying about what if this doesn't happen.
I think for me, building their confidence. Parents you should build your child's confidence in whatever area they want to do, like in whatever area they want to work in or whatever they want to do. Just build their confidence and support them.
And it helps them a lot.
Yeah.
It helps them believe in themselves.
And I think for me, it's always parents, you were raised a certain way does not necessarily mean you need to raise your children that way. You know better. Generations are different for one. So the way, like if we're saying parents should raise us the way they were raised, when they were raised, they were going and chopping down trees and cutting grass with cutlasses and stuff. Why are you using a lawnmower to cut your grass now?
Times have changed.
Do you get what I mean? Times have changed. Things have changed. So if you're going to change with trends and generations in that way, why not raise your kids with that little more, that extra knowledge that you have now? So do it that way. Do you get what I mean? Since the parents know better, do it right. You don't have to do things because your parents did it. You know better.
That's true.
So there's a little bit of advice for parents who are watching. We know that you want the best for us, but raise us the way, not necessarily the way we, sorry. So there's a little bit of advice for parents who might be watching. We know you want the best for your children, but do not necessarily raise them the way you were raised. You know better. Everything we've said today, if you have any comments on it, please do send them in. There's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the social medias will be rolling down below. We want to hear from you. Have a good day. This is Convotime.